Hello. For those who don't know me, Tushar this side, I've been marketing for the past 3 years and writing for the past four. And today's topic is empathy, which you need not just as a marketer, but as a human as well. But for the sake of this video, we'll stick to marketing. And in marketing, you need empathy in two ways. One, you need empathy towards other people, and second is you need empathy towards yourself. Now, the second one is not so obvious. The first one is obvious, but I still see people making the same mistakes again and again. And I'm going to point out three of them to make my point. So the first one is founder or the marketer who is just like starting out marketing for a product. They make the mistake of talking about the product too much. People don't care about your product, as simple as that. And you will know that if you empathize with them. Like if you just like in generally just think about like a random person who's scrolling on social media and they see your post where you're talking about the features of a product or the benefits of a product. They don't care about it. What they care about is relatable marketing that talks about their problem. And people don't do that enough. They start talking about their product too soon, and then they wonder like why people are not listening to us, because you're not saying the right things. So yes, that is the one thing that I've seen. And definitely as a freelancer you must have experienced it. Like, why are you not talking about our product? And what they just don't get is like people randomly on social media don't get attention. Like, you can't just be Zomato in one day. We care about Zomato because they have built a brand in such a long time, and they've provided the service they promised, and they are just like a part of our day now. That's why we care about their marketing and all. But we don't care about your marketing because you're not a part of our day right now. You can become that if you talk about your problem, solve it consistently, and eventually we will care about your marketing. But right now we don't, and that's why you don't get the attention you want. The second thing I see is, especially during writing, that I'll see this new kind of Gen Z writer like 18, 20, 21, 22, and they will be writing a B2B SaaS blog, and in that they will be using some Gen Z terms, and it's not going to work. That blog is not read by a 20-year-old guy. That blog is mostly read by a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, and maybe even a 50-year-old guy who is like working in the industry for so long. They just want a solution to a product, to a problem. They just want to see like, okay, what's out there in the market, what is the new thing, what they can implement in their organization. And they're not going to care about your creativity and all. So if you want to be creative, you can't be working with, like in the B2B industry, especially in the B2B SaaS industry, because these are people who see through marketing really fast. They just want to solve their problem. They are not here for the creativity and all that. You can create a vibe and all to some through some creativity, which is happening in the B2B market right now. Like ClickUp has some kind of like brand, and Notion has like some kind of like a minimalistic brand. But still, in the B2B sense, it's more about solving the problem, making them aware of the problem, the whole awareness, consideration, decision, and retention cycle. And that's what you're doing through the content. You don't get to flex your creativity. And it's opposite as well. If you're writing for someone very new, like if your target audience is like basically every people, you have to make it fun, relatable, so that everyone can relate to it to some level, not just like a specific niche audience. Everyone can relate to it at some level, so that you can scale fast. So again, you have to empathize with their audience for that, to understand okay, what resonate with them, what clicks with them, what evokes emotion in them. So yes, empathy as a writer is the most important thing, so that you can write something that resonate with them and not get ignored. The third thing I see is like, this I see in the Web3 industry. And in the Web3 industry, you will see most of the times that people are ignoring the problem. There is a lot of problems that happens with Web3. And I have seen that like with Web3 marketing, with Web3 token marketing, there are a lot of problems and no one is ready to call it out. But if you actually call it out, you will actually gain more trust, because people care about these problems. People don't want you to ignore them. But the moment you acknowledge it, okay, okay, this is the problem you're facing, I'm hearing you, I'm actually listening to you, because I empathize with you. I know like you got rug pulled and all that. I empathize with you. We are not the same people. It's going to work because you're actually listening to them. Most of the time people are not listening to their audience, and that's why they keep posting the same content again and again, and they don't understand like, oh, it is not working because of this. So yes, sometimes you can have a different long-term plan and all that. That's a different issue. But like, you have to be really, really, really like listen to the other person. And sometimes they will say one thing, and the subtext will be very different, that I am sad, uh, and the subtext will be because of my boyfriend or my girlfriend. Like, when you're talking to your friend and I'm sad or like I'm happy, and the subtext is something different, like they're telling me something else and the subtext is different. Sometimes it will be that kind of case, so you have to listen to your audience carefully. Maybe they're complaining ki like, okay, I am not getting X in your product, I am, maybe it's too expensive for me, or but the subtext is I am not seeing the ROI. That is the subtext. They will say ki like, I feel your product is expensive, but the subtext is I'm not seeing the ROI. So yes, you have to listen to it carefully and you have to empathize with them like as much as you can, and then only you can tailor your content again. You can take that feedback and improve your content and marketing and all that. So that's why empathy is important towards other people. Now empathy towards yourself is also important. Why? Because when you see things around you, when you see all the marketing examples or anything at all, and you feel something, that is the moment you have to empathize with yourself and you have to understand, why did that make me click? Why did that make me sad? Why did that make me happy? Why did that make me angry? Because those are the elements you will use in your writing, and then you will be able to get emotions from your audience. Yes, that's how it works. And I know, like, this is not my idea. This is my friend's idea. My friend said, articulated it for me, that you have to become aware of your own emotions and see what emotions comes up when you do something. Like, if I see some ad and I get a little bit, like, I see the ad and I'm like, oh, this like made me happy somehow, or this got my attention, or this made me angry, or some piece of content I'm seeing, some reel or something, and I can reflect back on it and then say like, okay, this made me somehow click or something, and then I can take that element and use it in my own reel or my own writing or my own script or whatever. Then only I can market better, because human emotions are universal. And in general, as a human, you need to have empathy, because after growing up, I have seen like most of the problems, like the most of the communication problems and all that is just an empathy problem. And in a world full of humans with no empathy, if you want to stand out, not just through your content, or just as a human, if you want to stand out, empathy is your tool. So yeah, be more empathetic, and yeah, market better, have fun. So yeah, if you like this video, share. There are a lot more videos I'm making. You can get the playlist here. So yeah, I've been doing this marketing series, and you will learn all the principles of marketing through this series. You'll get the link here only. So yeah, watch it, have fun, become a better marketer, I guess. So yeah, bye bye.